Hey everybody, Gaming Dads here. Going to do a review of Megatron. A couple things about Megatron. He is I guess, a limited release character that happened about a year and a half ago between Voodoo Games and Hasbro. He's since been sunsetted and he's no longer available to new players. So if you don't see Megatron or any other Transformers characters or a Champions Legends section in your game, that's why. So this would be, purely for informational purposes and a demo of Megatron for those who do have them, or if you're just curious about him. So I don't have him maxed yet, but Megatron, I've got him close to. Pretty robust health, a bit on the slow side, if you ask me. Although I do have 138 here, so he's in the middle range compared to some of the mobs. He has two abilities. Active is a siege tank, and then his primary skill, Energon Mace. So when he comes out of the cannon, he starts swinging the mace, but you can transform him by tapping him into the siege tank, and we'll show you why that would be good here in a second. So we're going to do just a standard demo, just routine fighting, no boosts. Now the loadout I have here is Flamethrower, Alien, Megatron, and Overdrive. It's just kind of something I use for speed runs. I would say that you can probably use whatever you'd like. Triple or Flamethrower, I would lean towards that. Or any other mob. I think he's good for speed runs, so I would go with something fast like Alien, Ninja, Bat, etc. So then let's do a demo and we'll talk about how he works. So I'm going to bring him out and let him do his mace attack a little bit. He charges up the ultimate charge meter pretty quickly and can let you do some interesting things. Of course, he has to get to the mobs too. Now, when you see that in attack, it leaves him exposed. So you have to have a good thing of mobs surrounding him to make him useful. Otherwise, and they come and chip away at his legs. So that's part of the strategy there. And this is actually going to end pretty quickly, so I'll do another demo here in a second. But if you try to rely on him and then, shortchange the mobs, Megatron dies pretty quickly. So that is a limitation of him that I found. But most of the time it doesn't come up because you're usually just banging on the cannon, just pressing it and trying to get your mobs out there to win the battle, such as we just did. As you saw there, not much loot. Probably 25% of your normal max, so it's not awful. But if you're doing a speed run, you're not really caring about loot. And that's what I would say the best use case is here for Megatron is speed runs for, like, say, Space Race or World Clash. I think those are the best utilities. But we need to show you some more, so let's do another one. Excuse me. Let me lay off the gate here, make this last a little longer. There we go. All right, Mr. Potato Head. There you go. Old habits. All right. So you got the mace. Let's go ahead and take one back here. I'll have to do another demo. That's just too fast. All right. Well, take my word for it, though. If you don't surround him with mobs, he's exposed. His maces just don't swing fast enough for him to protect himself, and you'll end up losing them kind of quick. Well, not kind of quick. The Overdrive copies, yeah, of course, because they're 1 HP copies, but he'll still take damage, so that makes him problematic. Still pretty decent, but there's other Transformers or other champions that I like more, so Megatron's not bad, but there's just other ones that are better. All right, we'll do one more demo, and we're going to show you the siege tank, and that's really why I like Megatron the most, is because of the selectivity of the siege tank. And this will probably be a good one to show you on. Let me go ahead and boost with fast charge so we can get him out there a little bit sooner. That way I don't win too quick. So just a moment here. All right, we're back with fast charge. Let's go ahead and go to it. I'm going to go to the left so it doesn't go so fast. Here comes those bats. Boom, siege tank. Let's get that done. All right. He's just going to go straight for the tower. That's the beauty of it. Certain maps are better for this, especially if you've got like red gates that you're trying to avoid. Thing about the siege tank though, see how he blocks the mobs? His footprint's too big, so you end up taking damage that way too. But it's a pretty decent sized attack going straight for the tower, so That's why I like it for Space Race and World Clash. You can use Megatron once you've gotten your fuel, or once you've gotten to a good point where you've cut a path to the base. Just put him in siege tank mode and finish that up and get on to the next thing. That's essentially the size of it. So I would say 1 thumb up for Megatron. He's not the best just because there's other champions I like more, but he's still fun. And I'm trying to level him up right now, so I've been playing him a lot lately. I use the siege tank mode quite a bit, but depending on the map, I may need to use the mace attack just to try to fuel things up and get things going. Especially when you've got those red barriers that you have to push. There's not much you can do with a siege tank there. One final note, siege tank mode, if there are other obstacles on the map, such as barriers with numbers, red barriers, that have to be destroyed, he goes for those first before the tower. That also goes for those blue blocks that have mob inside. He'll go for those first too. So if you're looking to keep that area blocked, don't go into siege tank mode. Otherwise, you'll open things up, and then you'll have that extra lane of mob traffic to deal with. But anyways, that is my review of Megatron, for those who are curious. I'd like to hear comments from you guys as far as how you're using them, if you are. Feel free to critique mine if you think that I'm doing something awful. I don't care. Drop comments. Subscribe for more updates. I'll have more videos coming out. But in the meantime, this has been a victory for Gaming Dads. Gaming Dads out.